The World Register is an independent news source. Our goal is to be a leading provider of truthful, unbiased, and timely reporting about people, places, and events. We currently use other news outlets to provide content and are not responsible for their version of events. The Gateway Pundit reports today that a Seattle, Washington participant in the nationwide march against Sharia law was attacked yesterday by masked Antifa members. Antifa, which their members say stand for anti-fascist, appeared to be in support of Sharia law, also called Islamic law. A video of the incident begins with a man walking down a crowded sidewalk wearing a black shirt and a red hat, followed by another man holding an upside-down "We stand with our Muslim neighbors" sign. The footage pans to another man wearing a black shirt with gold trim who is being sprayed with what looks like silly string. Punches are thrown, and the man in the black shirt with gold trim begins to pull a black hat off the head of another man wearing the trademark black hoodie of an Antifa member. The recording continues and shows another man in a black hoodie with "Latino Hardcore Fury" written on the back, pulled tight over his head, throwing an unknown substance at the man in the black shirt with gold trim, who is now receiving blows from a number of other individuals. One person holding an unusually thick and rigid "Queers for Muslims" sign began beating the man with the black shirt and gold trim on his back with the edges and corners of the sign, while another man continued to punch him in the head. The man with the now ripped and tattered black shirt and gold trim stays on his feet and breaks away from the group holding his head in pain. He is then pursued by others, many with their faces covered in masks. One man can be seen holding a sign saying "Pro-Islam, Anti-Fascism." Reuters news agency reports that a Pakistani court has sentenced a man to death for allegedly committing blasphemy on Facebook. The conviction of Taimur Raza, 30, follows a high-profile crackdown against blasphemy on social media by the government of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. Blasphemy is a highly sensitive topic in Muslim-majority Pakistan, where insulting the Prophet Muhammad is a capital crime for which dozens are currently sitting on death row. Even mere accusations are enough to spark a mass uproar and mob justice killings. According to the report, Raza was arrested after playing blasphemous and hate speech material on his phone at a bus stop. A counter-terrorism officer arrested him and confiscated his phone. The material obtained from the phone led to Raza's conviction. And Breitbart News Network reports today that as German Chancellor Angela Merkel visits Mexico and speaks unfavorably about border walls, Syrian asylum seekers have been arrested in a German town for filming and molesting underage girls. Speaking at a meeting with Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto and business leaders, Chancellor Merkel said, quote, "Obviously, the main reason for people leaving must be addressed on site first, which means putting up walls and cutting oneself off will not solve the problem." She continued by stating, "It's an issue you can study well in the history of China with the Great Wall of China. You can study it in the history of the Roman Empire. Essentially, only when great empires have managed to forge sensible relationships with their neighbors and to manage migration has it been a success." Unquote. It was not clear from Chancellor Merkel's speech which great empires she was referring to who may have forged sensible relationships with their neighbors and managed migration. It was also not understood what kind of migration management she was referring to. Meanwhile, in another Breitbart News Network report, Syrian asylum seekers were arrested by police in the German town of Lebow after they filmed and molested underage girls at a swimming pool. The men, aged 31 and 27, are said to have filmed several underage girls at the facility against their permission and then tried to sexually touch them in the swimming pool. Police say the 31-year-old migrant was filming the girls, while his 27-year-old fellow countryman was the one who molested several children in the pool itself. 2 other asylum seekers are being held in connection with the arrests.